Planned movement is essential to our daily lives, and it often requires delayed execution. As children, we stood crouched and ready but waited for the shout of, "Go!" before sprinting from the starting line. As adults, we wait until the traffic light turns green before making a turn. In both situations, the brain has planned our precise movements but suppresses their execution until a specific cue, e.g., the shout of, "Go!" or the green light. Now, scientists have discovered the brain network that turns plans into action in response to this cue. The discovery, published in the scientific journal Cell, results from a collaboration of scientists at the Max Planck Florida Institute for Neuroscience, HHMI's Janelia Research Campus, the Allen Institute for Brain Science, and others. "The brain is like an orchestra," said Dr. Inagaki. "In a symphony, instruments play diverse tunes with different tempos and timbres. The collective of these sounds shapes a musical phrase." Similarly, neurons in the brain are active with diverse patterns and timing. The ensemble of neuronal activities mediates specific aspects of our behavior. For example, the motor cortex is a brain area that controls movement. Activity patterns in the motor cortex are dramatically different between the planning and execution phases of movement. The transition between these patterns is critical to trigger movement. Yet, the brain areas controlling this transition were unknown. "There must be brain areas acting as the conductor," described Dr. Inagaki. "Such areas monitor environmental cues and orchestrate neuronal activities from one pattern to the other." In this task, mice were trained to lick to the right if whiskers were touched or to the left if whiskers were not touched. If the animals licked in the correct direction, they received a reward. However, there was a catch. The animals had to delay their movement until a tone, or go cue, was played. Only correct movements after the go cue would be rewarded. To test whether this circuit acted as a conductor, the team used optogenetics. This approach enabled the scientists to activate or inactivate this circuit using light. Activating this circuit during the planning phase of the behavioral task switched the mouse's brain activity from motor planning to execution and caused the mouse to lick. On the other hand, turning off the circuit while playing the go cue suppressed the cued movement. The mice remained in a motor planning stage as if they had not received the go cue. We have found a circuit that can change the activity of the motor cortex from motor planning to execution at the appropriate time. This gives us insight into how the brain orchestrates neuronal activity to produce complex behavior. Future work will focus on understanding how this circuit and others reorganize neuronal activity across many brain regions. In addition to these fundamental advances in understanding how the brain functions, this work has important clinical implications. This phenomenon, known as paradoxical kinesia, suggests that different mechanisms in the brain are recruited for self-initiated movement and cue-triggered movement. Discovering the brain networks involved in cue-triggered movements, which are relatively spared in Parkinson's disease, may help to optimize treatment. Make a difference. Sponsored opportunity story source. Materials provided by Max Planck Florida Institute for Neuroscience. Note: content may be edited for style and length. Ready, set, go. Scientists discover a brain circuit that triggers the execution of planned movement. Science Daily, the 14th of March 2022. ift.tt/rs5wwko. Max Planck Florida Institute for Neuroscience. 2022, March 14. Ready, set, go. Scientists discover a brain circuit that triggers the execution of planned movement. Science Daily. Retrieved March 14, 2022 from ift.tt/rs5wwko Max Planck Florida Institute for Neuroscience. Ready, set, go. Scientists discover a brain circuit that triggers the execution of planned movement. Science Daily. https://ift.tt/rs5wwk0 accessed March 14, 2022. Please support my channel to grow by pressing subscribe button and the bell icon. We will notify you technological news. Thank you.